Some people grow out their mustaches so they can look like Tom Selleck or Freddie Mercury. But you want to know who I was thinking about when I grew out my mustache? Patagonia. Welcome back to Country Drag. That took me 500 takes. I just got back from being out with some friends, so I'm a little loopy. But today, I'm gonna attempt to emulate our favorite outdoor queen. If drag queens were Pokemon gym leaders, Patagonia would be the grass top leader. Ever since I started this series, y'all have wanted me to do her look because we both have mustaches. And what's cooler than an environmentalist queen? Patty's a redhead, so I got this brow color. I'm going to be blocking my brows, but I think I'm gonna try and use this on my mustache. And once again, I'm not gonna force you guys to suffer through all of this. Brows are blocked, wig cap goes on, and we begin. Patty has a light complexion, so I'm gonna keep everything as light as possible. Just going in and covering the brows. Now that the concealer is on, let's just do a full face of foundation. I say, acting like I'm not still just completely making this up. There was once a time in this series where people were like, he's actually a drag queen. He's just messing with you guys. Incorrect. I'm actually awful at everything. Patty's contour is very sharp but very subtle at the same time. It's very much so just a line across the top like this, and then just two very extreme little parts right here and right here. Then she kind of hits that same spot with like a pinkish blush, basically like that. And I think that's kind of it. I'm just making this up, by the way. Now I'm probably gonna mess this up, but I'm going in with this Urban Decay brow blade. Patty kind of like starts here, like that's kind of the eyebrow that she's serving. Sort of like also that, and then it gets closer. These are just sketches, the roughest of drafts. Right, that feels right, I think. Okay, I'm gonna try and fill this in. Now, is this the best I've ever done? Yes. Is that saying a lot? No. I've been trying to figure out how she does her eyeshadow. I'm doing this visually, so mistakes are going to be made. From my measurements, it looks like she starts here and goes about the same length as her eye up to like there. It's sort of like, and then that kind of goes along her contour. Like that? But she also goes across from like down here. Oh no. Oh, wait, hold on. It's just so hard to do. It's okay, we're gonna make it make sense. In fact, it kind of goes way past her watermark or whatever the fuck this is called. Should I have started with eyeshadow? This is what happens when you don't watch a tutorial. Well, let's start with some purple and see if we can make this work. Like if I were to kind of just like, oh no. Tap, Glenn. You gotta tap. Am I cooked, y'all? Okay, we can kind of see what we're going for. Now's a good time to kind of go back over with some black there. Okay. Now we're gonna try and cut all of it with some white pigment. It might surprise y'all to learn that these take me like 3 hours to film. You wouldn't think from editing, but like, it's a fucking marathon. All right, so that first part went relatively well. The hard part is down here. I think this is by far the hardest part of all of this. Let me try the other side real quick and we'll see how we do. I think I did pretty good. Now let's try and color the mustache. Well, that's not doing very much, but it is making it a little bit redder. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's enough. Now some lashes. She does a little bit of like white right here. So let's do that. And finally, let's bring her back. And this is the final look. Let's go rock climbing. I think the eyes and eyebrows like kinda Oh wait, let me contour my nose. All right, y'all, what do we think? I look like Merida's queer cousin. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for the inspiration, Patagonia. And I think y'all are really gonna like the next one. So make sure you follow along.